What's going on, everyone? Talon back here, and today, well, we just got all the details basically for Super Saiyan 3 Broly. Yes, he was confirmed to be the Tech Extreme Lead. Figured he was, but you know what? I was still playing little jokes at it and everything that they had. It took him forever to finally say, you know what? Yeah, no, he actually is Extreme. He's not Super, but that would have been so funny if that had been true, but nonetheless. Anyway, so we're going to go onto the Twitter page. We're going to take a look at the Super Attack. We're going to translate the card directly right here for you. And then we're going to go into what could be some potential good teams and kind of maybe his drawbacks, although he's a pretty good card. He's a pretty good card. But I think they're truly utilize the Tech team like as good as it can possibly be. Unfortunately, it requires to have one of the LRs. So we're going to get in that a little bit though. So first off, let's hop on. Well, first off, real quickly, let's go into this news here. We've got the new Brawley event, which we figured was coming. All it says here is Kiga Takamaru Afureru, which means my ki is overflowing and becoming really high, essentially. That's literally what it means. You know, Sheen events coming, yada yada, and that's literally it. There's no other details to it. It doesn't tell you anything about it, which we all know, which we'll probably get in a couple days. So anyway, so let's go over to the Twitter page. So first off, let's take a look at his super attack. Yeah, okay, so unfortunately, one-time speed, but nonetheless, let's see what he does. Let's see what he does. And I like that they're using that Android 17 there. I actually think he would place really well on a Extreme Tech team. That Android 17 is really good, so do not underestimate him. So, alright, he's gonna get some good ki. I don't know why they're using Turtles. Turtles is really not that good. He's got that stupid term restriction, so I really don't know why he has that. Seriously, what is with every single Brawly coming in, punching them much, and knocking them away? Like, yeah. But hey, at least the beam's new. The beam is new. I like that. I like that. I definitely like that. Boom! And explodes the planet just like his LR form. So that's actually pretty cool. Alright, so pretty good damage output right there. Pretty good damage. Not too bad at all. Alright, let's go take a look at the card itself. We can translate this right away, no problem. Kanji will be up on the screen as always. I don't think I need to translate the, leader skill because we all know what Tech looks like and everything like that. But passive and all that, I'll show you the kanji so that you guys can start to learn that. I've decided to start doing that on these videos. I'm going to start showing kanji that I think is good for people to know and that maybe is not very obvious to a lot of people if you haven't played the game for a long time, or even if you have played the game for a long time and you don't know the kanji that well, then this should be able to help you with that. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below, as always, if you like this idea. So yeah. So anyway, so let's take a look at Brawley here, just making sure I can zoom in and not destroy the phone and everything like that. But anyway, okay, so as we all know, he's the Extreme Tech leader, ki plus 3, HP attack and defense up 120%. And for supers, it is ki plus 1, HP attack and defense up 50%. This is, of course, his Dokkan Awakened when he is TUR. His super attack is causes colossal damage. No. That is all LR stuff right there. No, it causes immense damage and greatly lowers defense. One thing I think about with this Brawley event coming up, finally for once, lowering defense greatly is actually going to help, because as of right now, lowering defense is a huge gimmick and it only works in the Brawley event. So actually, fun note, if you take any of the 120% leaders and if they don't lower defense greatly, like so, I know Gogeta lowers defense, but he doesn't greatly lower it. You can still take Gogeta onto Brawley stage and you can hit him no problem without having to completely lower defense greatly or anything like that. So yeah, okay, so leader skill, super attack, pretty basic stuff. Let's get into his stats and everything. So 10,000 HP, 11,300 attack, and 48,000 defense. Brawleys have always been known to have really low defense, and there is no exception to this one, okay? Alright, next, so his passive skill. So I'm going to zoom in just a little bit more. And the kanji, again, will be up on the screen as of right now. Attack up 100%, and for every orb you collect, you get attack up, scroll over to the next one, attack up 12%, and defense down 10%. So once again, we have a Brawley who was losing his defense, or has just crappy defense. So of course he is a nuker, so he has the potential to be very, very strong. It doesn't matter what orbs you get. There is no kanji for rainbow. There is no kanji for a certain type orb. So it is simply just collect orbs. So just like you saw in the video, they collected a combination of colored orbs and the rainbow orbs, which gave him a pretty good attack. His defense obviously goes down. They weren't able to show what he would get hit for after after you wiped Goku Super Saiyan 3 out, because obviously he wiped him out. He's pretty strong. So I'm assuming he would probably take a decent hit if you lower his attack, or if you raise his attack enough, but you lower his defense quite a bit. So Hard to say how much it's really going to do. In terms of Link, he's kind of got the usual. He's got Super Saiyan. He's got Prepared for Battle. He does not have Over in a Flash, which works to his advantage on a tech team, because if you're running the ideal tech team, most of them have Prepared for Battle. Mass Saiyan, Merge Zamasu, Super Saiyan, or LR, Rose, and Zamasu, all those guys have Prepared for Battle. So it is actually a good thing that they gave him Prepared for Battle and not Over in a Flash. Over in a Flash would not have been linking with anybody except for Majin Vegeta, but let's face it, you're not going to be bringing Majin Vegeta on an ideal team like this. Majin Vegeta is only for the World Tournament, basically, these days. So he's got Super Saiyan. He's got a few other things. He's got Fierce Battle, okay? So the links, you know, they're there and there. In terms of if his attack does anything with the super attack, if you raise it up to 10, no, there is no benefit to getting it up to 10, obviously, besides it hitting extremely hard. You can farm the super attack. The super attack will be farmable via the physical one. You take the physical Brawly, you awaken him to Super Saiyan, to UR, then you Dokkan awaken him again to TUR, and you throw him into the UR one to get 100% up. It's just like when you did Super Saiyan 3 Goku Angel. That's essentially what it's doing right here. So take that physical, feed him in, and boom, it's good to go. Again, he's not too bad of a farm because the Brawly medals will drop automatically. The only downside is trying to get the physical Brawly because his rate is kind of iffy on that first stage. So yeah, so that's kind of what's going on there. Other than that, in terms of the card itself, nothing else much to really translate. I mean, we all know his extreme tech and everything like that, and I'll just do one glance over it again. Yeah, great lowers defense, and yeah, okay, that's pretty much it for the card art. That's pretty much for the card right there. So let's go into some teams and everything like that. So let's go back to the game. Alright, so I'm going to go into the team here, and I don't know, I'll take away my Boo team because no one runs Boo anymore. Okay, so just for kicks and purposes, I'm going to put, let's see, I want Supers to be around here for just a second. I'm going to put this Gotenks in here because he's Super Saiyan 3. He's supposed to represent the Brawly, essentially, okay? That's all he's doing. He's just simply representing the Brawly, and then we're going to go back to Extreme only because there's no point in running Super guys on an Extreme team, okay? So, because they don't get as much, they don't get a benefit. They don't get as huge a benefit for it. So, yeah. So, first off, I'm going to go with what I would consider a, like, perfect team or close to perfect-ish. And then I'll start, after I name them, I'm going to start throwing in options that you can use to kind of replace them if you don't happen to have them, especially one of the cards, which I will be naming because you obviously want him on the team. It's just that his drop rate right now is complete garbage. So if you have pulled him, like the Gaming Claw has, well, then you're in luck. So I'm going to laugh, though, if Alex does not pull Brawly. I'm not going to laugh. I mean, I'll feel sad for him at the same time. I'm going to laugh just a little bit. So anyway, okay, so what would be a great team to make this Extreme Tech be very viable and everything like that? Obviously, you're going to throw on Merge Zamasu. Merge Zamasu here is really great. He greatly lowers defense. His attack goes up 120% when you at the beginning of the turn. He has Fear and Faith. He's got Fusion. He does not have Prepared for Battle, unfortunately, and Big Bad Bosses is in there, but that's one thing Brawly does not have, but there are a lot of other cards that do have Big Bad Boss, but anyway, so Merge Zamasu is going to be very good, because the next card you're going to want to be throwing onto there is obviously the LR, Rose, and Zamasu, and those two link tremendously well with your Merge Zamasu here. So I don't know, for Rose and Zamasu, I will throw on, sure, why not? We'll throw a fusion on there. There's Boo, okay? So Boo is acting as Rose and Zamasu LR cards. So those guys do have Prepare for Battle, so they will obviously be linking well with the Brawly, and they'll be linking really well with, obviously, the Merge Zamasu that you have on there. So that is definitely very good to go by, especially the Big Bad Bosses. So those two can link for Big Bad Bosses. Also Fear and Faith and Fierce Battle and all that. So that is always very good right there. Next card is you're going to want to be throwing on Mass Saiyan. So Mass Saiyan obviously has Prepare for Battle. And so that is definitely going to be linking well with the Brawly. I can easily see them on rotation right there with him, no problem. Especially if your Mass Saiyan is a max level. As long as you're facing 2 people or less, kanji up on the screen as always. Kanji, or Mass Saiyan, if you're fighting 2 people or less, you get a 50,000 attack up and a 20,000 defense. So he can actually tank pretty well. Even on a rainbow team, if he's the leader, he does tank pretty well, especially because he does lower attack. That just benefits you greatly there. And if you have him attacking first and then maybe Brawly second, then that is one way that you can go ahead and not have Brawly take as much damage, even if you get him a ton of orbs to attack. But then again, let's face it, if you're giving him all those orbs, he's literally going to wipe most people out in one hit, unless they have some crazy, ridiculous barrier on them or something like that. So yeah, or you get really unlucky, and yet they survive by a slither of health. So yeah. So Mass Sand is going to be your next card. In terms of next, you then want to put somebody like the Tech Cell. Tech Cell is, of course, the +3 key to all extreme tech types, 8 attack and defense up 40% for the passive. So unfortunately, of course, I don't have Cell, so we're gonna say Nova here. Nova is gonna be my Cell basically. So yeah, and then personally for me, actually, he works really well on my physical team, and I like running him over the physical Kid Buu. Granted, I don't have him, but I still think overall he's a better benefit because Cooler doesn't have things like Fear and Faith and such, but a lot of the other characters do on a mono-physical team. So I would actually throw in the 17. I just haven't awakened mine yet because I think mine's like level 6 right now. So I want to pull a few more and then get out to level 10 or SA10, and then boom, I can awaken him, no problem. So this is kind of the team that you'd be going with, give or take. Remember, of course, the Buu Janemba Fusion is supposed to represent the LR. Gotenks is supposed to represent the incoming Brawly, and that Nova is supposed to represent the Cell that I did not pull. So yeah, if only my luck on the Intel banner had been just like on the Tech or the Tech and everything like that. But yeah, nonetheless. So anyway, so this is what I personally would consider like your greatest team possible. Like you have every card, you've had extreme good luck, you've been able to pull Zamasu and everything, both the LR and everything with that. You can go in there. One change you might, you know, say is maybe if you are someone like Gaming Claw who pulled 2 of them and you kept one of them as the TUR, just the normal TUR version, then maybe you replace him with someone. You would probably replace the Super 17 would be my guess. That's what you could go for. I'm pretty sure you wouldn't really be hurting for key there. Except for, I mean, because Brawley even has him for battle, so even if you don't get much of a nuke off with him, he's still gonna have a super attack to go off, so it's really nice. And he's not limited like the Trunks or anything like that, the Super Saiyan Rage Trunks, because that guy requires you to take 12, or take Intel orbs only, whereas this one, you can take any orbs like that. So, okay, so that's a pretty good team. They're going to be kicking butt. They're going to be really strong and everything. Who could you take and replace if, say, you don't have all these guys? One person I could definitely say to replace Tech Cell, if you happen to have him, is the Extreme Tech King Piccolo, because his passive gives Extreme types Key +3 and attack up 25%. Obviously, most of his links are not going to be really linking with much people on that team, but that's the point. He gives that attack to everybody, and he provides Key +3 to everybody, so he's a good replacement for Cell if you don't happen to have him. Some other good people that you could probably throw on here. I know a lot of people are going to be saying, like, what about Tech Frieza and everything like that? I guess you can throw him on there. He's not benefiting much because, you know, he has things like Shocking Speed and, you know, Resurrection F-Links and all that stuff, and so he's not really benefiting much from this guy. Yeah, if you farmed his super attack to 10, he'd be great. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying he's not optimal. He's not optimal on this team, especially with the leader and everything like that. So he's not bad by any means if you really have to be tanking and everything. But again, that's the whole point of Brawley. Brawley's coming in here to literally wipe people out in one hit because he's a nuker and he gets an automatic 100% up on the attack. You're not really need to worry about tanking. You literally just come in there and boom, destroy them. So again, you could throw him on there. By all means, I know a lot of people are still going to and say he's great because he can tank and everything. The only thing with Frieza, again, is that you have to watch out for that HP restriction, because if your HP is 50% or above, you get his passive, but if you don't, then, yeah, he's going to take damage like no tomorrow. So that is someone else you could throw on there. Another one that I know a lot of people are going to say is Tech Cell. If you bring Tech Cell, though, then that's where I'm going to say definitely having someone like Super 17 on the team is good, because he changes the field for orbs, and we all know Cell needs to collect those orbs. So you're having 2 nukers on the team, which I honestly would say you'd want to go over, you want to throw them into Brawley, because both Cell and Brawley, if I remember correctly, yeah, both of them are 12%. Cell just raises his defense instead of lowering his defense, just like Brawley does. So actually, I just realized the passive, aside from the 100% up, is exactly the same, minus the defense as a flip and everything like that. So yeah. But yeah, so that's pretty much, so Cell, I guess, would be okay to bring. But again, if you really want to prioritize who you're going to give all the orbs to, you're going to give them to Brawley over Cell, because Brawley easily has a much higher attack than Cell will. So then again, granted, I don't know what a full powered in the ability system Cell looks like, but I would still assume Brawley's going to be hitting harder for the most part. Another good option that you could probably throw in there that maybe you don't have all these guys, let's say you take out Mass Bardock, or Mass Sand, you take out Merge Zamasu, and you want to throw the Golden Frieza in there. Another actually decent one to link with him would be the Tech Cooler, the one we've had forever that finally got a Dokkan Awakening from the, when the Cooler event came out. So that would be this Cooler right here. Oops. I don't have him awakened because simply I just haven't had thought about it. So his attack goes up to 90% when he Dokkan awakens, which is really nice. He's got big bad bosses, which is good. He's got fierce battle. He's got a bunch of key links that are going to link well with Golden Frieza. Not all of them. He's not like full power Frieza and physical cooler, but he still has some good links, so he's good to link up there, which is pretty nice. Some other people that could be potentially good. If you have Nova and he's awakened from the battlefield medals, if you're facing off against one opponent, then his key goes up +3 and attack up 90%, so he's not bad. Another good option is actually the Tech Boo, who actually I would personally throw in. So because of my limitation on my tech guys, I would actually throw in this Boo here. Obviously, I would Dokkan Awaken him. But if your HP is 99% or below, which is not hard to have at all, then it's key +2 for him automatically and attack up 70%. So he's pretty good. And his super attack is kind of farmable, I think. So I'm not really sure on that. But that's pretty good right there. Some other people, I guess the Tech Android 13 isn't bad. But, you know, I don't know. He's okay, I guess. Other people than that though, I can't really see. I guess if you wanted to play around the Bio Brawly, you can. I mean, he's got a farmable super and everything like that. I'm personally just not gonna really have to go with that because I mean, that passive is interesting and everything like that. But again, you don't need the tanking ability really, because Brawly, if you have Brawly, just even Brawly himself, he's going to be wiping everybody out. So honestly, I don't see the point in it. So I mean, that's just me personally, though. You could completely disagree with me. That is totally fine. I'm sure whatever the official, you know, best team possible there is, then that will be up on the Reddit, would be my assumption. They're going to do their calculations and everything like that. So yeah. So anyway, guys, that is pretty much going to be it for the video. Near the end, it took a little longer than I wanted, just simply because of the, you know, the possibilities of a team and everything like that. But nonetheless, let me know your thoughts down below on Brawly. I probably won't summon for him. I might throw a few stones at him, but I probably won't, to be realistic here. I've been actually going pretty free to play on my stones. I've not summoned at all ever since Gotenks came. Like, I pulled Gotenks on my first, I mean, you guys saw my summon video. I pulled Gotenks in the first few multis. Haven't summoned since. I haven't bought any stones or anything like that. And I'm not gonna lie, it actually feels kind of good. So, but yeah, it feels actually pretty good not to have to buy any stones. And I'm not gonna fall into the LR Rose trap there, because I saw Dino pull them, and then poor Nano. I feel for your buddy. Dino steals our luck, but nonetheless, hashtag Dino steals our luck right now. But no, okay. Anyway, guys, that's gonna be it for the video. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments as always. Subscribe if you happen to be new, and leave a like if you liked the video. Until next time, everyone, I will see you in the next one.